Joining me now is Erin Haynes, MSNBC political contributor and editor-at-large for the 19th. Michelle Colon, she's the co-founder and executive director of Shero Mississippi. And Amy Hagstrom Miller, she's the president and CEO of Whole Woman's Health. And Amy, I want to kick things off with you because this court has not ended abortion. The Supreme Court has simply cut off the path to safe, legal abortion. So what does this mean for the woman in this country, particularly coming from you who oversaw procedures like this?
Sure. So basically, we're emerging with what I have come to call two different Americas. Depending upon where you live and depending upon your access to health care and really your race and your class, you may have access to safe abortion or you may not. So those folks who live in places like Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, big swaths of the South and the Midwest no longer have access to safe abortion in this country and will be forced to migrate to what we're calling haven states, to some states where access to safe abortion is protected. We've already been seeing our patients in Texas who've been denied abortions over 6 weeks for 9 months now, being forced to travel as far as Virginia, Maryland, Minnesota. They're traveling all over the country in order to get access to the safe abortion they need. And keep in mind that drive is more risky than the first trimester safe abortion that we're able to provide for them. So it's absolutely maddening that in one state we have to say no to the people who are asking us for help and figure out how to help them travel hundreds and hundreds of miles over days, really, in order to get the care they need in safe haven places like Virginia or Maryland or Minnesota or Illinois or New Mexico.
Yeah, the point you make brings me right to you, Michelle, because, you think of a young girl in Mississippi. If she finds herself impregnated with an unwanted pregnancy, the closest place she would have is Illinois. You think of the wealth gap in this country between black women, women of color, and our counterparts. They don't always have the means to do this. Women of lower socioeconomic status and women of color have higher rates of abortion than women of higher economic status and white women. What does this mean for the women in the state of Mississippi for you?
The South, period, has a larger population of Black and brown women. And so we're going to feel the loss at a much harsher rate than white women. And so, yesterday when all this was going down, I was getting all kind of DMs and messages from all over, and women were frantic. They didn't know, they were like, I didn't know that this is really what it was going to be. How am I going to get my appointment? I had an appointment. I don't know, this is catastrophic because the Supreme Court stripped us of a fundamental right. And this is the first time in its history. And so this means for Mississippi women and girls and pregnant people that they're going to have to travel across country, just like Amy said. And for us here in Mississippi, the closest clinic is going to be in Illinois, right over the border of Tennessee and Missouri. And, that's a lot because you're talking about the majority of the South, not just Mississippi. We're talking about people from Louisiana, from Alabama, Tennessee, and Mississippi, basically, seeking refuge in Illinois for abortion health care.
Which is a frightening thought. Erin, I was watching the coverage yesterday, and one of the frustrating things is we can't pretend this is a both sides issue. A majority of Americans support Roe. And so when you take this right away, it's such a small pocket of women. And yesterday I saw it again. They treated it like, well, some people feel this way, some people feel that way. This is something that goes in contrast to the beliefs of Americans. Which base do you think will be more enthusiastic as we go into midterms this November to come out and support this? Because right now, it looks like the GOP base is the most enthusiastic around this.
Well, Tiffany, certainly Republican voters, including Republican women, have long realized that the path to overturning Roe did go through the ballot box. But yes, what we know is that the majority of Americans did not want to see Roe overturned. We know that millions of women woke up today feeling furious, less free, and frightened about their future. Many of them we saw taken to the streets in cities across the country to protest this decision. But this did drive especially Black and brown women to the ballot box in 2018 and in 2020. Undoubtedly, it's going to do the same this fall. Obviously, President Biden and Vice President Harris were encouraging people to vote to push back against yesterday's decision. But voters are also demanding action from lawmakers. at every level. As Amy and Michelle have laid out, this decision has far-reaching implications for women's health and reproductive care. We had reporting yesterday from clinics that literally had patients in the office at the moment that the Dobbs decision came down. This is existential for people. We know that poor women and women of color are going to be disproportionately affected by this ruling. They can't just cross state lines for care. They can't afford to take days off for travel or recovery. They can't afford to stay at a hotel or pay for the already very expensive gas to drive hundreds of miles for an appointment. And they may not have health insurance to get a medication for an abortion procedure. So we're hearing a lot of stories from people who are channeling their anger into action at this point, looking for ways to support the people that we know are going to be impacted. But the bottom line is, taking away federal protections for abortion is not going to make abortion go away. It is going to make this process much more confusing and potentially less safe. And we're already seeing Republicans acting at the state level almost immediately yesterday with those trigger laws happening. So what the Democratic response is, both from elected officials, people running for office, but also from the voters who are already taking to the streets is certainly an open question.
Yeah, and Amy, look, first of all, I feel the reasons why women get abortions are nobody's damn business. It's their business why they want to terminate a pregnancy. But I just want you to make it plain for our viewers, what are some of the reasons that women terminate pregnancies? Because I think you have this very uninformed, willfully ignorant pocket of people on the other side who think, oh, these are just careerists and whores who go out and get pregnant and have abortions every other week. And that's not actually the case. So what are some reasons why women get abortions?
So I'm so appreciative of that question, Tiffany. Every one of us knows somebody and loves somebody who's had an abortion. People who have abortions are no different than people who have children. In fact, 70% of our patients are parenting already. People have abortions for as many reasons as there are people. And those reasons should not be questioned. Abortion and access to safe abortion is fundamental to our autonomy and our equality. And let's be honest, thousands and thousands of men, white men, have benefited from abortion. Access to safe abortion is a human rights issue. It's much broader than a women's rights issue solely. Abortion benefits our communities. It makes our families healthier. It makes our families safer. And we have advanced our culture and our society with access to safe abortion for these last 50 years. People deserve to make those decisions about their bodies, about their families, and about their futures. And people deserve to dream a future for themselves with fundamental equality and autonomy, no matter what their gender is.